Welcome back to the Shade Tree Garage. One of the tools that used often in bodywork and actually woodwork as well is the dual action sander. Now, what makes these sanders unique and why are there several different variations on the DA sander theme? We'll take a quick look at those. And so if you're in the market to buy one, you'll be better informed on getting the one that will do the job that you need it to do. That's today in the Shade Tree Garage. This is the traditional dual action sander. Now this is a Chinese copy, 35-year-old copy of the National Detroit dual action sander. And it has served me well. Of course, it hadn't been used much until recently. But this is a pretty good copy. It served me well. As with any air tool, if you want longevity out of it, you've got to keep it oiled. All right, now this one has a 6-inch pad on it. Now, dual action means that these sanders have two actions. All right, the pad freewheels without any obstruction. It just in that direction. Now, the second action is an eccentric action, and it's kind of hard to see, but the center of the pad is mounted on an eccentric, so it creates a pattern where you can see the pad that rotates in a kind of a wobbly type of motion. So it doesn't just spin; it actually spins in an eccentric pattern. And this pattern allows it to. You can put 80 grit DA on this sander, and the scratches won't be like using a air file or even a sanding block with 80 grit. The scratches will be much less severe. Now this pad takes the pressure sensitive 6-inch sanding disc. Now the difference between the red DA and this is a more modern DA. You can see it. You can buy these on Amazon for under $40 every day. This is a short throw DA. The red one is a long throw DA. It has a more aggressive motion. The short throw DA has a much less aggressive motion. And this is actually known as a finishing sander, because it is used for, if you put some fine sandpaper on it and you're wet sanding, you can use it to cut and buff if you're very careful. Any sort of sander near a sharp edge, like on a hood or somewhere on a fender, you can easily sand through, even with fine sandpaper, a clear coat. So these generally are used for finishing on flat panels. Because when you get this on a very severe curve, like the top of the fender on my 56 Chevy, you've only got about that much space it's actually making contact with any surface, because the curve, the crown of the fender is so sharp. Anyway, normal airline. Now, a lot of modern DAs have a connection for either an a vacuum system or a dust collection bag. My electric DA has a dust collection bag that works pretty well. This one is designed for a fitting for a vacuum system. Now, I've never used the vacuum system. I'm not equipped for that. But I've seen lots of videos from production shops that have these, and it's really nice. It helps keep the work area cleaner and keeps the dust down, so it's less of a health threat to those of us who are breathing. All right, now let me show you. Now these short throw DAs usually come with a wrench, and this wrench goes in and it engages on the shaft. All right, and then you can take off the pad. Now, again, this pad has holes in it, designed to be used with the vacuum or a dust collection bag. All right, now let's look at this short throw DA you can see that it too freewheels, the disc freewheels, but then the freewheeling part is mounted on this eccentric counterweight. So it doesn't just spin in one spot like a grinder. The disc spins freely, and then it also has a eccentric movement around it. And now this eccentric movement is much shorter, much less, and so it sands much finer than the traditional long throw DA. And therein is the beauty of this hand sander, also known as a finishing sander. And like I said, this is used a lot for cutting and buffing paint finish. Now, another sander that's considered by many to be a DA is this. This is known as a mud hog, but it is a gear-driven dual action sander or orbital sander. It is not a traditional DA with the freewheeling pad. This pad does not freewheel, but you can see that as it turns, it has kind of an eccentric wobble to the pad. So it's not just spinning in a circle. It spins as on a very mechanical wobble, much the way that the other sanders do. This has an 8-inch pressure-sensitive sandpaper pad, and it's called a mud hog because with something like 40 or 80 grit, it will tear through some Bondo now, especially if you're trying to break it down quickly and get to a point where you can block sand it. All right, now I've got a brand new long throw DA right here in the box. And it's really little different. These haven't changed much over the years. Okay, it's got a 6-inch pad here. Now the DA itself, I've got an old DA almost identical to what this DA looks like. And you can see that the freewheeling pad goes there, and you can see the much larger eccentric pattern that's counterweight keeps it going, and it's really making an aggressive pattern. And so this DA also has a knob on the side to control the air pressure, and of course it has a normal 1/4-inch fitting. Now, unlike the old one I've got, to take the pad off, you have to engage this shaft with a wrench, and then you can unscrew the pad, and it works well. Anyway, this one I have set this one aside and reserved it in case I would like to make a Billy sander. Now, Billy sander is a modified dual action sander where the inventor, if you will, is a Bondo Billy, has a YouTube channel, and he has welded the center shaft to the eccentric counterweight, which makes it more of a grinding sander than a sander. And so hopefully I plan to do a video where I convert this sander to a Billy sander. Now, Bondo Billy says that his modified DA will rip through body filler when you're roughing it in. We'll do a wonderful job with that, and much better than the 8-inch mud hog. So that remains to be seen, and I want to modify that, and we'll follow up on that in the future. But those are the 3 different types of DAs. The 8-inch mud hog is not actually a DA in my book. The finish sanders are really sweet because it gives you an option to a sanding tool that won't leave a lot of scratches, and that's really valuable when you're trying to get something done. The long throw DA, again, that's not for finish work in my book. It can, and back in the day, that was all I had. Only had the long throw DA, so I did, in fact, use it not for final finishing, but just about there, and always used just a hand sander, hand block. All right, these are the types of DA sanders now available. The finished sanders are available on Amazon at a bargain price, and even these long throw DAs are available at a bargain price too. Even for my Chinese copy of the National Detroit 30 years ago, I paid a handsome sum for that. It was not cheap, and but it has held up well. I can't complain. You know, for less than $100, you can have a long throw and a short throw dual action sander, and that will get a lot of your work done for you. But anyway, that's all I can tell you about the dual action sanders. In many cases, they can save you a lot of time and a lot of elbow grease. All right, that's it from the Shade Tree Garage, and I'll be back again soon with another video and an update on the progress I'm making on my 1956 Plymouth. Until then, have a great day.